All right, everybody. The news is finally official. Rafael Leão has extended his contract with Milan through 2028. As you can see, Martino Puccio, Matt Santangelo. We're going to keep this one very short. I know we always try to, but fail to do so. But it's a monumental day, in my opinion, for Milan. Matt, I'm sure you would agree as well. Um, we'll go through some of the specifics and overall what it means for Milan and the project. But first, just want to get I don't know why this doesn't. There we go. The official picture. There he is right there as well. So, Matt, just speak to the signing itself so far and what you've thought about it and what it means moving forward in the project. Locking down a player like this hasn't happened in the past decade for Milan, and the last time it did was Thiago Silva, but that was a Fugazi extension. What do you make of it, and how excited are you?
You can see the smile on my face, right? I'm ecstatic. You know, it's this is a player that we brought in as a youngster, a raw individual, still trying to find his footing and ultimately try to kind of understand what type of player he is on the field. Obviously, we knew the talent was there, the ability. We all saw that in glimpses in his first season. But a player that arrived here as a kid and now he feels, despite being such a young guy, I think he's 23, 24, he's a man now. I think he's a champion. He's a Serie A MVP. He's a perennial top talent, attacking talent in world football. And for Milan to lock down a player that has made it known that he wants to stay here for such a long time. And, you know, the more this thing dragged on, I think that people started to get a little worried because of past situations with past
PTSD,
players. Yeah, just things sort of flared up once again when they saw that, he could leave and Chelsea and all that stuff. But we locked down our guy, and just looking at these pictures too, like you could see how happy he is to be here. And just from his words, as things progressed, we started to not have doubts, right? It's amazing what winning can do on the field as well to help quell any doubts that the player might have. And, when we have a player of this talent in Rafael Leão, and we're able to ink them to a long-term extension, not a 2-year extension with some more caveats in there. This is
which is what I thought would happen. Yeah.
We thought we were going to get a short-term deal that helps Milan, and then maybe in a year or two he would be sold. But we lock him up long-term till 2028. The wages are very friendly. We'll get into that and some of the other details of how this is structured. Really benefit the player who reaps the benefits and reward of some really great seasons these past 2 years, but also puts Milan in a really favorable position with their project. Doesn't strap their wage bill down. And we look at the two individuals here, Mazzara and Maldini next to Leão. And credit to these guys. I know they got a lot of crap with the summer market from last year. But these guys have gotten the deals done for the players they brought in. Teo, Alexis, Calabria, Tomori, Benacer. We're locking all these guys up. Kalulu, right? So a big day for us. And
Mike Maignan, potential renewal on the horizon from what we're reading from reports, 2.8 million net, increased to 4 million, and they want the 5-year extension. We'll get into the details right now. So again, the release clause is 175 million euro. For some reason, the euro symbol would not load in to StreamYard. So just that's the figure that you're going to be looking at. On top of it, it's could be paid in 3 installments for whoever triggers that option. Again, worst case scenario with this, Rafael Leão, you lose him. Record-setting deal that we've only seen, I think, 2 to 3 players be bought for a higher price. And I believe it's just Mbappe and Neymar. Which is just truly incredible, especially for a fee. And again, the salary as well works in Rafa's favor. 5 million euro net with 2 million in bonuses. So it's going to have to do with goals scored, team performances. Again, Milan really not paying too much. Donnarumma, in comparison for what he wanted for the extension with Milan, was going to be 8 million euro net. So even if Rafa plays as well as he can, which would probably be the Serie A MVP level, he would be still making 1 million euro less than a goalkeeper that was being demanded in that. And then again, the extension with Maignan, I think it has to speak volumes about what this management has done. You're right about this. We'll see what the key details are in terms of the sporting fine, but it seems like, again, it doesn't matter because Milan locked down their key player through 2028, essentially through the rest of his prime. And I just got to say, the will to stay at the club as well is definitely
Huge.
something that's kind of been understated. I'll go and grab up this one portion real quick on the
While
quote
you're
on him. Yeah.
Martino, while you're doing that too, I think it's pretty much established too, right? Because I think when we brought in Zlatan Ibrahimovic, right? He was
Yeah.
supposed to be that sort of emblematic veteran presence, to be a leader, to help carry the baton, to get Milan back to the stages we've earned in the Champions League and being a semi-finalist, and then of course last year being a champion. But it's if it wasn't evident last year, it's so much more evident now with this deal and the way this guy's played for us, that he's our cornerstone guy. He's our marquee top talent in our team, and we were able to build around him and give him that confidence. I think he understands it too. He's embracing. We talked about this, the maturity, the role of I'm the main guy. Like let's ride. Like you know what I'm saying, the whole wave thing he's got going on. But like just those sorts of things, like he's kind of transitioning into that next phase of his career as that 23, 24-year-old player, where now you're starting to see him just sort of compile the really consistent, strong signature performances, both domestically and in the Champions League. And I didn't even get the chance to watch the interview yet, but man, like it's just happy. It's just I'm just a happy Milan fan right now seeing this. You know?
Highly suggest to watch it. It's either on YouTube, you can see it on Twitter, depending on where your social accounts are. But if you're on YouTube right now watching this, then there you go. Just a quick comment on it. Just the screenshot that I took. I posted this on Twitter. I told my club and my teammates that my goal was to stay here. Once again, as we mentioned, so many different options, could have gone to different places, gotten paid more money. Clubs would have paid off the fee. We knew this as inside information from reports. So many different scenarios. He is here. The ultimate question, and this comes from Derek Favretto, by the way, that he asked me today. And again, we mentioned it in a past video, the potential of where he's at. We've said skill set wise and how good he can be isn't in question. It's about consistency, trophies, even greater numbers to an extent, because his finishing can get better. The chance to be an all-time great Milan player is something very unique and special that not a lot of other clubs and players can have. Chances are, if you are one of the greatest players in this team's history, you're actually one of the greatest players of all time. And that really means a lot. My question is, does he stay here long enough? Do they put the team around him that's good enough to do so? My answer to that is likely, because of, I think, what's going to happen this summer, and it's going to be generally positive. What do you think the likelihood is of Leão being one of the greatest players in Milan history? And then I do want to get into one more thing that would be his kit number, but just speak on that quickly, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah, I think it's a real possibility. And you normally, when you look at a player that can become a club great, especially at a club like Milan, we have to sort of kind of stack up and weigh his performances, his stats, his accolades, and his achievements on the field against some of the greats, right? I've had the privilege of being able to visit Casa Milan, and when you walk around the trophy room and you walk around the Ballon d'Ors and some of the players that have played at this club and donned this famous shirt, Leão sees that. I think there's sort of this understanding the way he plays, that he understands where he's at, and he understands the significance of Milan in the grander scheme of football globally. So I think he absolutely can. I think we obviously, with this project going forward, and we're in a positive situation despite how this season has gone domestically, I think we need to continue to build a team around him that allows him to win some more trophies and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, a Scudetto ahead of schedule. If you talk to most people about it, it's really funny and ironic how some opposing fans from other clubs really view it. One second, they're a miracle to win the title, essentially saying that would mean they're ahead of schedule. But it's just funny how they can't give credit to Milan. One quick thing that we've seen, it's been a rumor. He liked this on Twitter. It's been a Photoshop. Not a big fan of the number 10 selection. Do not think it would be a good choice for him. I'll just say this because a number 10 is just a central type of player. We know he even publicly stated that he dislikes that sort of position. This is because Brahim is on the way out. Nah, man, just take number 7. Number 7 would be a great number for him to change to. In my opinion, Anthony Torgrudo, Sempre Milan, also agrees and thinks that would be a similar number. And so have people that have seen the shorter form videos that I've done. If you switch off 17, Rafa, please pick number 7. Do not pick number 10. I don't think it would be a good look for you. And again, I would probably still buy the kit anyways if you did pick number 10. What number would you like to see him switch to?
Or
If he were to do it.
stay with. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I think there's something to be said about carving out a lane for yourself and making that number your own. And I think 17, that's his number, right? He came as number 17. He won titles as 17. He's won all these won all these things as this number. So like I feel as though like he should stay 17. But if he's gonna make a switch, I would agree with you. I would think number 7. I mean, I'm gonna buy it anyway. I wanted to even ask you too, Martino, just as kind of like a follow up on this because we have the graphic up here. General feeling and thoughts on the jersey so far, the numbering.
So I gave the review on it. Okay, so listen, the back feels a little weird and naked without any stripes around like this area right here, as you can see with my mouse. The front looks better. I've seen Fabio from Long Island. If you guys know him, he's a huge favorite on Halftime Spaces. Great on Milan Coast to Coast. Follow Milan Weekly Podcast YouTube channel to go and check out that stuff. Fabio's incredible. Great guy as well. Matt and I have met and talked to him. It looks more like a training kit. This is also a training kit. This was like given to me. It looks way better in person than it does in some of the pictures. Obviously, I'm not going to go off of how Olivier Giroud looked in it. That the guy's literally a model. If he's not like that, like it's just you can't do that. For me, it just feels like a glorified training kit. I don't hate it. I just would prefer something different for the main kit, but beggars can't be choosers at the end of the day. I would give it a 6.5 out of 10.
That's fair.
What would you have it at real quick before we wrap up here?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think again, my when I first saw like the leaked or like the rumored like graphics of it, I was kind of like, it feels more of like a jersey that we would put out as like a third option.
Yeah.
Because of the design, right? We're always so accustomed to seeing the signature.
And they'll be wearing it this Sunday against Verona, by the way.
I think that's going to be telling, right? It's like seeing it on player on the field, how it looks with like the shorts, with the presentation jacket, all that stuff. That being said, I'll be there no matter what. I'll be buying that jersey.
Nothing's worse than the kit they used last year against Bologna, I believe, where it was the paint.
That like white.
It was the white. It just it was awful. But anyways, Rafael Leão renews with Milan through 2028. Huge day for them. They can get started on the market. Rumors that Daichi Kamada is completing his physical as soon as next week. Milan hitting the ground running. Very positive news. We will be with you throughout the entire summer. So stay tuned.
Sports Yellow soon too.
Yep. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Give us your thoughts on what jersey number Leão should have. Give us a thought on what you think about the contract extension. Huge day for Milan. Things are looking up already despite a poor end to the season. See you guys next time.